Shining bright, sunshine in the sky. Megan and Tammy here to testify, spreading love, laughter and good vibes too. The Fat Girl Chronicles, we're breaking through. No more.
Welcome everyone to our podcast. I'm Tammy.
And I'm Megan.
And together we are
The Fat Girl Flippers.
And if you can't tell from Megan's outfit, today is Halloween. Megan's dressed up, but I've been busy, so I haven't had a chance.
Yes, I had a work, like a Halloween brunch, and then I went to a retirement dinner as well. So we had everybody dressed in pajamas, actually, funny enough.
Really? Cool.
Yeah, I didn't know about it at the time, but I ended up coming in my onesie, so that was perfect.
You're just right on par.
Right on par. So if you are watching us on YouTube, feel free to hit that follow button, hit that bell so you can be reminded every Friday that we're around. Mm-hmm. But if you prefer to just listen to us through audio, that's totally cool too. We are on tons of different platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, all those. So feel free to follow us on there as well. We'd love to hear from you. Make sure you comment, write us on our Facebook page, whatever you'd like.
And you might notice a change in scenery today.
Yes, this is going to be our topic.
So, I have had the privilege of being able to move to my dream. I've always, my whole entire life, have dreamed of living in a little space, like a tiny home. But back when I was a kid, there was no name for, like, tiny home wasn't a thing. I always used to build little camps in the woods, and I love being close to nature, and I'm so lucky because where I'm at, that is the jam. So I'm in the process of sorting out all my stuff and trying to fit the amount of items from a rather large apartment into a rather small space.
It's so funny how, like, you know, because I've moved a couple of times, and when you move, you go through that process of, like, what do I actually need and what don't I need? But the process of going from, like, a regular sized apartment to, like, something smaller, like, you really have to think about what do I actually need and what don't I need.
Yep.
So that's got to be changed.
And I'm lucky because this is really small, but I have all the amenities that I had in the other apartment. So, and even with my wheelchair, I'm able to have enough room to get around, and, you know, it's nice, and I'm adjusting to it, and, you know, there's some tweaks that have to be made, but I think that's, anytime you move in somewhere, you have to adjust things to your own liking.
For sure.
But as far as my mental health, it's, it's really improved. Being able to just wheel outside and not see asphalt and not see, you know, like, developments or the big scheme of, the big wheel of,
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not that type of person, and I really would like, not necessarily to be off-grid, but just to have, and here I do, have privacy and not be contained in something that's like a jail cell. Mm-hmm. And have a little bit of color and things that we like. And look, I have this beautiful tree of life behind me that my beautiful daughter gave me. Yeah. Yes. So what do you think of it?
I really like it. I do think it's interesting, like, the whole kind of, like, tiny house or tiny space. Interesting. Like, I do, because I'm someone that I struggle to, like, I'm definitely not, like, it's not like an illness or anything. Like, I'm not, like,
hoarding. You're not a hoarder,
no. But I definitely struggle to let things go. So I would just being in here and picturing,
where would you put your stuff, right?
Right. Like, where would you, but it's so unique how you can make room and spaces, and like, you know, she's got different areas of this place that are like, you can tuck this in here, or you can tuck this in there, or things are built in certain ways that you can have storage.
Yeah.
It makes you think more?
It's in this situation that the world is in right now. We are in such a terrible state of affairs where people are homeless and they're living in tents here, and it's wintertime and all of that. And that is my greatest fear, is to be homeless and not have somewhere to call home. So I feel very thankful to have this space and to have been allowed to have this opportunity, because I know there's a lot of people out there that wish they could have it. Especially, and my heart goes out to those people that are living in tents and are living rough right now, because, yeah, it's definitely not easy. And society looks down upon those people. I think we all could learn a lesson from this story of helping your neighbor, helping your friends, helping your family. Because not everybody has everybody's in a different place in life and has different opportunities. I never ever dreamed that I would ever have a place like this.
Right. And I think it's like, there's this element where it's like, you know, kind of small living, but also you're out away from, you know, like you said, you're not like looking into a big parking lot.
No. And
right?
and looking out my bedroom window to see nothing but trees is such a boost for my mental health.
Yeah.
And like I told you today, I saw a squirrel.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, it just makes me feel good. And I mean, I've talked about it a lot with Fat Girl Flippers and on here, that nature is my jam. Like, that's what makes me happy. There is something,
like, healing about nature.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just, I think it's just the fact that, like, nature kind of just brings you back to, like, some sort of innocent place of just being, right? Like, it's just,
I find it makes me want to create things too. Like, I see things in nature and I think, yeah. And I'm always looking at things and thinking, oh, I could do this with that, or I could make this with that. Yeah, like nature stuff, always. And even when I was a kid, sticks, rocks, pieces of trees, feathers. I was always carrying stuff like that around and making things, and it's just, it reminds me of my childhood.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I remember making slingshots as a kid, making whistles, like just, and you wouldn't have that opportunity if you didn't live near nature, right?
Right.
Just, it's, I think we all can use a little bit of step outside and put your feet in the grass or the gravel or whatever and do some grounding. Because it really, really does help your mental health.
Yeah. And so I think that's like another part of being where you are, is that it's not like you said, you're not seeing a parking lot. You're getting healed by both the house and outside, right? So I think that's great.
And where I'm sleeping, I wish I could show you where I'm sleeping, but it's a bed nook, and it's so cute. It's so almost childlike and whimsical, and I know I'm 55. Like,
I'm a firm believer that you
need to live your dreams, right? Yeah. And when I get in there and sleep with, the cat crawls in and sleeps with me, and we can look out the window, and, you know, it's just, there's something about it. Yesterday I was laying there just leaning back, and I thought, I'm really tired, I should stay awake. Next thing I know, it's 8:30, it's dark, everything's like dark, no lights are on here, and I'd had like a 4-hour nap. So, but yeah, it's calming, it's peaceful.
So what was the most stressful part about packing?
Trying to downsize in a way that allowed me to still keep things that meant things to me, but were useful. Because I have a lot of stuff that people have given me, but when you're in a tiny space, there's not a lot of place to put things.
No.
So I need to be creative about what I do with the, you know, like I've got some beautiful mugs that people have given me, and I don't have room for them all. So I was thinking, well, maybe I could use them for planters, you know, like to put some plants in.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So even though I don't have space for them, you know, as what their original use was intended for, maybe I could do something different with them. But the hardest part about packing, yeah, was the sentimental things that you know that you just don't have room for or there's not a spot for.
Right.
And you constantly have to be thinking when you're packing your stuff about where is this going to go? Is there room for this? Do I need this? Is this a necessity? Is this a want or is this a need?
Right.
You know? Because there's a lot of stuff that I had that was just, I just like to have it.
Right. And I think that's where my biggest struggle would be is like trying to figure out what I want, what I need, where to fit things, what's necessary, what's not.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I just think about even me packing, like, for a trip or something. Like, if I go away for a weekend.
You pack a giant suitcase or 2 suitcases just for a weekend. I can't imagine.
Yeah, so, like, for me, it's like, well, what if this happens? Or what if that happens? Or, so, I think it takes a lot of strength to be able to, like...
Truthfully? And, I mean, I'm anxious and I'm a worrier. That's just, I mean, it's just part of who I am. But I have felt this sense of calm since I've come here.
That's good.
I don't feel anxious. Like, at the other place, I always felt like the landlord was, well, and they were. They had security cameras everywhere. And, I mean, how can you feel like have a nice, homey place when you've got 6 security cameras pointed on your front door?
Yeah, no, for sure.
And I mean, living in a concrete parking lot and, you know, just... There were a lot of things there that were very unhealthy, and the landlord was very constantly sending emails about things and constantly wanting in to fix this or that, and they were constantly fixing other units, so it was just stressful all the time. There was never a time that I felt like I could relax. And everybody I know is going to say, oh my God, you had a beautiful apartment, it was lovely, why would you give that up? But I have no regrets.
Well, and I think too, like, I mean, you kind of see that with Airbnbs and stuff now too. Like, some of the Airbnbs are so beautiful, but they're made of, and there's nothing wrong with IKEA. I swear, but I love IKEA.
But they're made of very cheap stuff.
Yeah, so like, you know, a lot of things might be more breakable or not as good quality, or there might be like cutting corners in places that corners shouldn't be cut, like,
and that was a lot of it in that complex that I was in was, and especially with the wheelchair, if you've got like MDF board, not real wood, it's really easy to damage with a wheelchair. And I mean, it's hard to navigate, even if it's a big wide door. Sometimes you're tired or you're sick or you're just not up to par, and people always say, like, even one of my caregivers says, why do you always run into things? But that's why, because sometimes you are tired, you're disoriented, you know, you're sick or whatever, and you just can't navigate as well as you could when you're well. So you do run into things, and if things are not properly set up for someone who's in a wheelchair, which was the case there, then you can, you know, easily bang into the stove or bang into the fridge or bang into the dishwasher. Yeah. You know? So at least here I had a little bit of say while the process was going on about, you know, where things were going to go and how it was going to be set up, which was really, really nice because I felt like I was part of the whole thing.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
getting to choose the bathroom color and getting to choose my bed nook color, that was really cool. Because I've never really had any space where I've been able to do that before.
Right.
So it's kind of neat to have that opportunity. So I had my first shower with my tiny house 6-gallon water tank today, and all went well.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and I mean, those are some of the things when you're living tiny that a lot of people don't realize. Like, you don't have a room for a big hot water heater, so you have this is a 6-gallon on-demand hot water heater, so
right.
You basically, you know, you don't have a long shower. You don't stay in there for days, but it's kind of cool because you can get wet, soap up, and do all your hair and everything like that, and then rinse off, and then just rinse and let the water run until it's out of hot water.
Yeah,
That's what I did today, and it lasted quite a long time. So it was really nice. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting less water. So it was nice to know that there's a good amount of hot water from a small tank.
And then it just goes like ice cold type of thing?
No, it's just kind of lukewarm, actually. I'm sure at some point if I let it run and run and run, it would go ice cold, but yeah. No, I didn't do any cold plunge. But there's nothing wrong with that because actually, apparently it's very healthy to finish your shower with the cold, so...
Well, I mean, even like, the cold plunge itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's shown to have really good benefits.
And I mean, I've been places where I've had to shower in cold water before, so it wouldn't, that wouldn't be the end of the world for me.
No.
No, but it's just so cute.
It is so cute, and it's so you, and there's lots of different, like, there's some teal and stuff, which is so you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the color of her bed nook. Like, so beautiful.
Tropical Caribbean colors. That's me. And I've got a yellow ceiling, a golden yellow ceiling in my bed nook, so I can look up, and a pretty light fixture that makes like a pattern on the ceiling.
Your light fixture is gorgeous.
I got that on Marketplace.
How
That
much?
was another thing. While the changes were going on to this place, we, the owner and I, we got a lot of stuff off of Marketplace, so we saved a lot of money.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I got that light fixture for $20 and it was new in the box.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's like this silver wire all scrolled together in a ball shape.
It's
cute.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And the way the light shines out
Through
of
it.
it.
It makes like this prism pattern on your ceiling. It's really pretty. And then I got these cool angled corner things to hold my clothes in there. So I've got like hanging closets on both sides inside of my bed nook, which is cool. And I was able to fit a bookshelf at the end of my bed. So, there's ways to make room where you think there's none. And really and honestly, back in the day, in our area, there were a lot of people that raised families in small houses.
Yeah.
And people slept, like years ago, kids would have slept up in that.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a small loft here, but it's not, I mean, at its highest point, I think it's 20 inches. But, yeah, back in the day, people would have had 4 or 5 kids, and they would have raised them in a house this size.
Yeah.
So, there's a big housefly. And Archie loves it because he's got a catio out on the deck, and that's where he is right now. Anyone who doesn't know, Archie is my cat.
Yeah, he also likes to be outside.
Yes, he loves to be outside. So he's safe, and he's in his catio, and he's outside.
He's just enjoying life.
Yeah, he's enjoying life. And then when he comes in, he gets in the bed nook, and you saw the pictures of him laying back like a little old man. Plants himself in the window and puts his arm on the window like he's leaning like this. Like, he's so cute.
What was move-in day like?
Moving day was really, really good. I had some awesome helpers. I would love to mention them, but I can't. Because of the circumstances. But I did have some lovely movers help me. And there were some other people also involved with the move that, did a great job. So moving day actually wasn't too stressful because we just literally brought everything I owned and put it on the deck. It's now what's stressful is sorting out and trying to find...
This is always the worst thing of moving.
Trying to find a spot to...
unpacking.
Put things away and find places.
Yeah.
And it's even worse in a tiny spot.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to figure out where am I going to put this, right? Where is it? Because it's got to have a home where it can stay. So when you use it, you put it back in the same place.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, putting away stuff is so...
Oh, yeah, it's crucial when you're in a tiny home. You can't leave things laying around. You've got to put... Everything has to have a spot, and it needs to go there. And when you use it, you need to put it back.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like right now, I've got the sink covered in clean laundry, and just because I haven't got a towel shelf up yet or anything. So I'll be very thankful when I get all my shelving units and things up, because that'll be a big help to put away a lot of this stuff.
And when are you doing that? Sometime this weekend?
Sunday, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Leo's going to come help, so.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's been very helpful.
Yes, I am very thankful for both Leo and Cheyenne. They were both really helpful and instrumental in the move. She hasn't been out yet, but she was helping me move, and she was there when she did the last cleaning and everything at the old apartment. She's such a sweetheart.
She's good to you, eh?
Yeah, she's a doll. I wonder if she's out. She'll probably be out trick-or-treating tonight dressed up.
I know.
I'm kind of wishing I had her dressed up, but now I'm like, I just don't feel like it.
So normally on Christmas,
on Halloween, this is our day.
Yeah, normally we do go out, but just with the move, I'm feeling like tired. Well, I think it's just been crazy for both of us. These last couple of weeks have just been super busy.
And there's been a lot of uncertainty and not knowing what's going to happen on what date. And we've been, like trying to do things with no money. And, it's just been hectic.
It's been super, super hectic. But I feel like you're going to put on your onesie or whatever and we'll run to Walmart.
Yeah, I might.
She's like, I'm rethinking that.
I might. But so how's your week been?
My week has been, everything has just been flying by.
And by the way, thank you, big shout out, thank you to Megan, who went and got me my shower hose and also helped me put away some of my clothes and stuff when she was here on the weekend. So she did help in the move too.
I feel, okay, I'm just putting on a record. I feel that Tammy's never going to allow me and Leo in the same space again.
It was hilarious.
Because we kept teasing Tammy so bad.
It was, yeah. The best part was when he had his head stuck under the
know.
bed and his butt up in the air. What did I say?
He said, "Oh, Megan's
gonna slap your butt, Leo." And the both of them turned around, and the look on their face was like, like a look of horror.
He is so funny. Like, I showed up and he was I was like, "Oh, she got you putting away clothes." And then I was like, well, I can help with that. And I've never seen him walk away so fast. He was like, yes, put away the clothes. I, do that.
But the funny thing is, with him, he will do whatever I ask him to do. Even if he doesn't like it. But he'll be glad to hand it off to somebody else.
The dynamics between you two are so funny. Because it's like, you guys kind of, you guys aren't, you guys are, it's purely friendship and whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like an old married couple. That's how I would describe it.
We just know each other's, from him working with me and taking me places and being with me a lot, we've learned each other's habits and know how each other react to things, so.
You were looking in a bin at one point and, just saying, whatever, do this, do that, do this. And he's, looking at me can you believe this woman? She's friggin' telling me to do all this stuff. He gave me that, side-eye look.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. He was hilarious.
Yeah.
He's got some humor to him.
He does, and he's got dry humor and sarcasm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was like, oh, my gosh.
It's funny because his native language is Spanish, so, in English, sometimes it takes him a while to get, a joke or get stuff like that, but he's getting really, really good with his English, and he's catching on more, and he's actually making jokes and stuff in English, which is funny.
And it's funny because, you mentioned about the shower head, so I'll just say quickly that, so I had first seen the shower head, and it needed to be a different one. And without going into too many details, it just needed to be a different one, and so I wanted to make sure that what I was seeing was correct. So I said, Leo, come here. And I said, is this the proper shower head? Or this isn't detachable or whatever. And he's like, nope, not detachable. And I'm like, well, did you tell Tammy? And he's like, nope, absolutely not. And I'm like, thanks.
The reason he didn't is because he knows that I would have sent him to get one. Yeah.
He's like, nope, I haven't. Nope, no, I didn't tell her.
You know why? Because
so funny that way.
Well, he's always telling me, I wish you would just stop worrying about things. Why do you create problems for yourself? Stop worrying. You're bringing, what does he say? You're bringing circumstances to you that you don't need and that won't come to you if you don't think about them. He firmly believes that if you just don't think about it, it's not going to happen. And I'm like, some things you need to prepare for. Like, you can't just ignore things, right? Like,
yeah, like, I understand what he's saying. Like,
live in the moment is what he means, but...
Yeah, and to a certain extent, like, yeah, because they do say, like, whatever you... What is it? Like, you kind of... You make what happen...
Yeah, you can manifest.
Manifest it or whatever, but...
Which I believe is true.
But there's, like, an extent.
There's an extent, yeah. Like, I can't manifest a shower head to arrive here. You know, like Leo would just be like, oh, well, you know, that's the wrong one, but whatever.
Just, yeah.
Deal with it.
Deal with it. Oh my God, when he turned around and said, nope, not telling her, didn't tell her, not going to. Like, I was like, oh my God, Leo, I cannot with you. Leo's like, yeah. I said to Leo, you're going to be here all night. And he's like, nope, I'm leaving soon. And then Tammy whips her head up. What do you mean you're leaving soon? I never said nothing. He said. Yeah. Oh my God,
and then
he's so funny.
Last night, he was supposed to come last night, and he calls me up as soon as he gets off work, and he says, hey, it's raining here. Is it raining there? I'm like, nope, not raining here. He goes, oh. I said, are you tired? You don't want to work tonight? Well, if you don't want to work tonight, I'm okay with that. So I know very well that he's tired and he doesn't want to work.
Sin.
So I told him it was okay.
Poor Leo's
but it was
tired.
But it was funny because he's like, is it raining there? Like, no, it's not raining.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
so
hilarious.
when I told him he was going to come tonight, and I sent him a message this morning and said, Megan's coming. And she's going to help me with a few things, and we're going to do a podcast. And he goes, he answers back, oh, good, I'll see you Sunday.
So he's not even coming tomorrow or Saturday? Or
No, I don't think so. He might come tomorrow night, I'm not sure, but he just wants a break. I mean, he's been in this every weekend with me. Like, we've been... Well, he's put some blood, sweat, and tears, too, so...
Yeah, and I'm grateful, too, because, I mean, if it's not... This is going to sound horrible, but if it's not him, it's me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I would be here for you if you needed it. And so it kind of...
I'm very fortunate to have him.
Yeah.
He's one of the best... I mean, people might think I'm crazy, but he is one of the best caregivers I've ever had.
He's
does
perfect for it.
He's perfect for me. Like, for what I need, he's perfect.
Yeah, and, you know, because he really doesn't take anything...
Seriously,
he doesn't...
He doesn't get offended. He doesn't get mad.
Yeah.
I've never seen him... he's never come to work angry or never come to work upset. The most I've seen is he might... need me to help him with something or send off a paper. Like the other night, he needed me to send a paper off to workers' comp for him.
Well, and that's the other thing. Like, yes, you're very grateful to have him, but he is also probably grateful to have you, right?
Yeah, I mean,
like,
we're very good friends. So.
Yeah, and you help him in other ways, you know, like with other things. So... Yeah. I think it's great. I mean,
I'll be excited to see him apply for his citizenship and get his Canadian citizenship.
I think that's so
That'll
amazing.
be exciting. Yeah,
that is. We'll have to do like something like.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
We'll have to do something very Canadian.
Yeah.
I don't know, take him for poutine or something.
Yeah. Or have like a celebration on Canada Day or something.
Yeah, like just something for him because he just. So is he? Yeah, that's really
He's
cool.
a permanent resident now, but he's been here I think almost 8 years, so it's time. Yeah, I think it's just money holding him up why he doesn't apply, so.
Yeah. It's funny because when I went to New York, there was someone coming out of the, I think it was like the restaurant. No, it was just like wherever we were, like someone was coming out of the building. Mm. And like I almost went, Leo?
Oh, you told me that.
Yeah, like it was like, he looked identical, like.
There must be a lot of doppelgangers around because today Aunt Val sent me a message and said that she saw a nurse at the hospital who looked like me. She said she almost took her picture, but because
I wonder if it's because I went to a fostering, like a training, and there was a participant there.
Oh yes, that you said looked like me.
Like I probably looked like I was into her or something because I couldn't stop staring. Like I was like. Oh my gosh.
I can just imagine Aunt Val too. She tried to be like on the down low and stealthy and
I was like holy.
Yeah.
But, that's nuts.
So there must be doppelgangers. Oh, and remember the day that, who was I with? We chased down the woman.
Oh, you thought it was me.
I chased down some woman with purple hair.
That's
And
so
literally, I mean, she didn't look like Megan in the face, but body and from behind and her hair and everything. Oh my God, it was like scary. I'm
That's
like,
hilarious.
I'm screaming out the window, Megan, Megan! And this girl is not looking, not answering, just keep on walking. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with Megan?
That is hilarious.
Yeah, I think it was me and, it must have been me and Leo. Because he'd be the only one that would entertain my silliness like that because I made him turn the car around and, yeah.
No, what is Paula?
It was Paula, yes!
It was Paula, who would also entertain your
Yeah, yes, God love Paula. Oh, yeah.
Yesterday I went to a training, because you saying my purple hair reminded me. I went to a training, and the training was not a training, just a meeting. And the meeting was in a hotel.
Oh, okay.
So the front desk person, like, we were chatting or whatever. I was the first one there. I was like an hour early, as per usual.
Can't imagine.
Yeah, as per usual. And, so anyway, I had my hair, my 2 bobbles. Trudy calls them bobbles, like 2 whatever buns. And, so we're just chatting, and anyway, like, I go around lunchtime, and then I come back, and she's like, I just love your hair, I love your hair. And I said, that over the weekend, I did those ghost. I explained to her about the ghost.
Oh, you put the little ghosts in?
Yes. Did I send you a picture?
No, but I've seen other people doing the little ghosts. They're really cute.
I can't believe I didn't send you a picture. I'll show you. Yeah, I have a picture of it.
They're so
Yeah.
cute.
So I did, like, all it was white tissue paper, and my mom took a Sharpie.
Yeah, and made the little faces on
and did
them.
the little face.
Yeah, and you just scrunch it.
Yeah. So, anyway, I was telling her about that, and she's like, are you an elementary school teacher? She's like, you'd be perfect for an elementary.
That's true.
Well, and the thing didn't help that I was wearing a white t-shirt with, like, a black jumper.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, and then my 2 bobbles. Like, I looked like an
elementary school.
Yeah.
Or a preschool teacher.
Yeah, and I'm like, whatever.
That's a compliment, though.
Yeah, I thought that was nice.
That's a really good compliment because, not a lot of people can relate to children, and you're very good at that. You have a very nice way with children.
Yeah, and I think the unique thing about me is that I'm a firm believer in, like, bringing your inner child, and so, like, some of the trainings that I've now done, like, one thing that I always provide is coloring, and I've talked a lot about coloring in my new role, and there's been, like, a lot of people say to me, normally I'd be on my phone, or I wouldn't be able to listen, or it'd be whatever, I'd be spacing off, but the coloring really helped me.
It does help because it gives you something to focus on with your creativity skills.
Yeah.
Which uses a different part of your brain than your brain uses to process information. So, so the 2 can work at the same time really well.
Yeah, so I'm a huge believer in
coloring
just, like,
is very
calming
calming too.
Yeah.
It especially what I like to do is get a kid's coloring book with the big pictures in it and get crayons.
Yeah.
And color with crayons. That really makes you feel like you're a child again.
I just love it. And, like,
Christmas coloring book. There's nothing like the smell of fresh crayons.
Yeah. And I feel grateful because, like, in my new position, my supervisor has been so incredibly supportive. And, like, so she kind of, before I came, it was known as, like, I would say, like, a grumpy cat. I even bought her ears for today. So she wore, like, ears and stuff because she normally doesn't do any of that kind of participation. So tomorrow, like, we're doing a team building thing, and we're doing, like, a family photo shoot, which is gonna be cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna bring my own camera, but we're all doing, like, 80s themed.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So things like that. She's been very encouraging of, like, I trust your training, like, you go do your thing, and also
that's awesome.
Yeah, and I can't say what the theme is going to be, but they're allowing me to decorate for Christmas. There's, like, a competition, so I'm, like, taking everybody down. I swear to you.
There's nothing Megan loves better than, like, a decorating competition or a theme. Megan loves
themes.
She loves themes. Just like she loves Disney, she loves themes.
I don't know. It must be, like, a sense of order for me.
It is.
Like, I don't like the chaos of it.
Yeah, this must have a purpose, and a purpose has a theme. And a theme, we must carry through with the theme. Yeah.
It's so
That's it.
That's so true.
It's the control and the,
But even, like, I can come in here and I know the theme is, like, just, like, nature. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like, with your tree and the tiny home itself and the way the plants are. Like, it's just so beautiful. Mm. Yeah. To answer your question
to me, it feels like a mess, but right now.
Well, yes.
But it will be beautiful.
Just moving in,
yeah, it will be very beautiful when I'm finished.
It'll be nice when it's finished. Yeah. Do you think it'll be, like...
Soon. It won't take too much longer. I think this weekend I should be able to get the majority of it put away and put up, and because I want some twinkle lights and some different stuff, so.
One thing I really admired, and I said to you earlier, was that you were like, we're like bringing stuff in, and you're like, okay, I'm done for today. I
know my limits, especially if I'm by myself. I can only do a certain amount or else I'll get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So I strategically went through and picked out things that I knew I had a place for. Yeah. So that I could put them away.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and that's the other thing, like trying to navigate, doing all of this and moving in a wheelchair. Mm-hmm. Also very difficult.
Yep.
Right? And having to rely on others too, right? Like, that's my nightmare.
I guess when you asked about the hardest thing of the move, that probably was the hardest thing of the move. Is I did break down the other night when Leo was here. It must have been the night you had been here too.
That moving day.
Yeah. No, it was the next day. Next day, I think. Yeah, in the evening. It was when the washer had to come out and all that stuff. Yeah, I broke down and cried because I just felt like I was sitting in this wheelchair going around in circles and I wasn't accomplishing anything and nobody else was accomplishing anything either.
Yeah.
And it was so stressful. I just felt like I don't know where to go or what to do and I feel useless and then I started to cry and then Leo walked out the door and I'm like, I don't think he likes to see anybody cry. So I said to him, do you hate seeing me cry? He's like, no, everybody is different and everybody shows their emotions differently. And he goes, you've had a lot of things going on. And he was really good about it. But I just had a little bawling fit and then I was done. Like
You felt better after
Felt better,
that.
yeah. But it is stressful sometimes in the chair because I'm the type of person who years ago when I walked, I would have been able to, this place would have been pictures hung on the wall, everything would have been done by now.
Yeah.
Everything would have been in its place. If I had to build something, I would have built it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm lucky if I can operate a screwdriver.
Right.
Because, you can't, most of the things I can't reach or,
Right.
So, I gotta thank Megan. Megan screwed the screw in the wall to
Which
hold up that's
huge.
a big deal.
Richard, while you're editing that, you should take note.
Yes, Richard. Megan did a manual task with a manual screwdriver, no less.
Because I could not use the regular
She could not use the electric one, so we gave her the manual screwdriver, and she managed to
oh my god,
complete the task.
I gotta say, you read my status the other day. I was driving home, and it was like 9 kilometers on the car. And I was like...
Gas-wise, 9 kilometers.
Yeah. And so I texted Richard, because... When my dad always used to say when it's super cold,
the gas will freeze in the tank if there's water at the bottom of your tank.
Okay, so that's stuck in my head.
That's what's been stuck in my head. That's why I asked the question. So I said, if I turn the car off, will it turn back on? And Richard was like, yes, ... And then I told him I just didn't want to be an independent woman, and that I'm gonna park the car and he can go get gas. Which I hardly ever do. And often, even times when we're... Actually, no. No, even if Richard and I are together, he normally pumps the gas. It would be very rare that I would pump the gas while we're together. Together, yeah.
Yeah.
And when we're together, Megan pumps the gas always. That's the one benefit of being in the wheelchair. You don't have to pump gas.
Oh my god. I like how... I hate when they don't do it now, but a lot of the gas stations have that little, it's like a little flicker thing. And so you flick it down and it just holds until it fills.
Oh.
So you can literally just
put your hands in your pocket instead of standing out there freezing.
Or you can clean your car, or you can do what, I wouldn't leave the car.
No.
but you can do other things.
Well, that's awesome.
Which is really nice. Or if it's cold, yeah, you can have it just pumping and then you can keep your hands warm. Like, so that's really good.
I don't know why gas stations are always open like that. Like, you know, the wind blows right through like a wind tunnel. It's always cold at the gas pump.
So cold.
Like, why has someone not figured out how to put up some kind of barrier that just on one end or something of the gas pumps that cuts down on the wind flow right by the pump?
One would think.
One would think that would be very easy. Like, I can think in my mind how I would do it.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
But nobody's ever... I don't know, maybe there's a reason why they're the way they are, but it just doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah. I was just going to say, so, you asked how my week was, and I wanted to give an update on the good news that we got. So I have, like, 2 doctors. So it's Dr. Randall, who works at the IWK, and then there's Dr. Graves. Shout out to Dr. Graves. She works through the only fertility clinic in Halifax, which is, they call it ART. It's like AART. She is really, really good at, and she's funny, and like Mom sat in on this last conversation because I struggle with like the big words, like, and all of the medical talk. So I was like, I'm struggling with the big words and stuff. So I brought my mom, and Dr. Grace was, well, let's just use medium-sized words now. And, like, she's like that. Like, she's so funny.
Oh, that's good.
But ultimately, so as many people may know, or some people may not know, I like have been on Weight Watchers for about 1.5 years now, and I'm like, to do IVF, so to do the actual fertility treatment, I have to be under a certain BMI. So right now, that's like my goal, is I have to lose weight in order to get that treatment. So I'm between 55 and 60 pounds, and so, like, I'm continuing to lose. I'm losing it very slowly. Like, this is after over 1.5 years, but I'm making slow changes. I'm not looking to, like, lose a ton of weight really fast, right?
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. So I've got about 50 more pounds to go for that procedure. But basically what she said was, you know, my blood work, everything from thyroid to cholesterol to blood pressure, like, all of it, is perfect. Perfect range. I've got really good blood work, and I've been losing the weight. So they're thinking that by taking out my IUD in like February, March, I might be able to try naturally, because it might reset my system, because there's no hyperplasia as of the last reading. So
you didn't tell the most amazing news.
Oh, I'm getting to it.
Okay.
As you can see, if anyone watching can see my eye roll. So yeah,
this is what she texts me. Like,
God,
it was hilarious.
So we're looking at trying naturally. If naturally doesn't work for a month or 2, then we may do, like, you can do pills to, like, force a period. So there's a couple of different things we can do before we go to IVF, and my goal is to be like around that weight. So if those things don't work, then I can go right into IVF. And shout out to my mom, who's like, you know, we'll figure it out. Like, we'll figure out the cost, because it's like $20,000 to do IVF. So if we can avoid that, we will. But yeah, so Richard also did a sperm sample. And he...
Shout out to you, Rich.
And he's perfectly healthy. He's got amazing sperm. And actually, I don't think I sent this to you, but I was like, I sent to our family Facebook group, to his parents and stuff. I was like, it's something like, it was like 45 or 50% of his sperm were, like, considered really, really good swimmers. And Richard goes, I believe she used the term Rambo. So he's got Rambo style.
Well, then,
swimmers.
Get them up there, Richard.
Yeah.
Get them up there. Get them where they need to go.
Yeah, so
send them up that stream.
So I'm hoping, because there's also been a lot of people to take out their IUD and then get pregnant pretty fast after.
Yes.
So
I know a couple people that did that. So.
Right. So I think that between weight loss and, you know, just
Richard's
less stress,
super Rambo sperm.
Richard's Rambo sperm, like, I'm hoping so. And I'm strategically, and I already told Trudy this, so it's not like she'll be like, ugh, but I'm hoping to take it out right before we go on the cruise, because that gives us so many days where we have our own room. Like, yes, we'll be with other family members, but we'll have our own room, and Oliver won't be with us. Like, that's a big problem, Oliver, because Oliver, like, if Richard hugs me, Oliver's like, me too. So you can just sense how much of a problem Oliver can be sometimes. Oliver's like, does not like when we touch.
Oh no.
He's like,
I've heard stories about Oliver.
oh my god, he's just like such a suck. But yeah, so that's the good news.
That's
I'm thinking,
exciting.
Yeah,
I'm thinking that it's gonna.
I have hope.
I
do.
really hope.
Yeah.
No, I think though that with everything you've been doing and with Richard's Rambo sperm, I seriously though,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that when they take the IUD out, I think you're gonna hit it.
We're gonna ready to go. And again, this is all these little moves that I'm making now, like, you know, the little lifestyle changes, or even the position that I took, because right now everything's crazy because I've been transitioning and I went thrown right into trainings, but it's a way less stressful job, and there's a lot more opportunities to like not work overtime, which is amazing,
Yes.
right? So
Yeah.
like, I picked that position because I don't want to risk having a pregnancy that might be high risk, and then working a stressful job. I don't want to put anything
else on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you want to say about your house before we wrap up?
No, just that I'm very happy to be in it, and it was a long time coming, but it was worth every moment, and I am. Shout out to my landlords, love you to death. Shout out to the contractor who did the work, Robbie, you were amazing. Shout out to Leo, anybody who
Yeah.
helped, Paula, all the people who
Cheyenne.
helped, Cheyenne,
Yep.
everybody who helped along the way and made it possible. Really, really appreciate you guys. I'm just thankful, and
I can't wait till everything's like put away, and
yes,
it's like, yeah, it's gonna look really nice.
Yeah.
And it's gonna feel nice. And
Yeah.
you're getting the best sleeps that you've had in a long time.
I have been sleeping like a friggin' log.
Which is amazing.
Because
that
I
is
struggle with
amazing.
sleep. Like, I desperately struggle with
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah.
Yay!
All right. Well, until next Friday.
Mwah!
Hiding, no more feeling small. We're taking up space, standing proud and tall. Our voice is strong, our stories to be heard. Challenging the stereotypes, flipping the world, the chronicle.